Pietro, I'd love for you to kind of introduce yourself, tell the people what you do, who you serve, and we can basically go from there, man.
Yeah, absolutely. We are, well, first of all, I'm from Italy. Been doing the agency business for a while now, a couple of years. And, initially we were a little bit more like a broad agency where kind of like, I guess everybody starts, you take anybody that wants to give you money. And then afterwards we started specializing. We initially specialized in the solar industry. Then we eventually specialized in the school industry. And, the education industry for us, very nice. We love it. Love to work with schools. It's great, and that's kind of what we do right now. We help schools get more kids and grow around the United States. We only work in the US exclusively, and yeah, working with Jordan was awesome. We kind of joined the program and the consulting program with Jordan at a time where we were struggling with two things. One of them was scaling back paid ads. We didn't really crack that up until we had cracked it, and then it stopped working, and then Jordan cracked it again for us. And then the second thing was operations was pretty stuck on, we had gotten to a point where we had multiple team members and it was our first time growing that fast, and we didn't really know how to organize the operations, and Jordan kind of helped us reorganize the team and the pod structure.
Yeah, and I think that's well said. And I think when you get to like the agency game isn't always just like scale, more sales calls, more sales calls. Like obviously acquisition is important, but
yeah,
what happens when you get 10x the clients that you have now? Like what's going to break first, what's going to break second, and just making sure that your team is dialed in on all that stuff is going to keep the new money that you bring in.
Yeah.
Right. So why don't you walk us through a little bit about your operations before and after, sort of where you were, how you handled things, and then sort of where you're at now and how you feel about things.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for us in operations is we brought in this person a few months ago to help us with operations and kind of take me away from the day-to-day work. And the main problem was that we didn't really know how to do that in a smooth way, where it wasn't too fast for him to do my job and then not do it well because it was too quick, but also we didn't have to be too slow because then it's just like wasted payroll. I think that the before and after, specifically in operation, has been, you kind of showed us the right path on how to scale that role and how to slowly take away the daily annoying things that happen on, whenever you're the CEO, COO all together, and just truly stepping into more like an acquisition vision type position, which is kind of what I'm doing right now. And then in terms of paid ads, we had gotten a wave of referrals, and we didn't have a way to run paid ads plus the referrals because it was too many clients every month.
Good
And
problem.
so, yeah, we had stopped the paid ads for like 6 months, but then when we turned them back on with the same strategy that was working 6 months before, we didn't find them working for like a whole month. So that's when we contacted Jordan, and I guess within I think it was the first test we didn't work super well, and the second test, so 2 weeks in, just 10 to 15 days in, he started cracking. Like right now, I actually had to, we're going to a conference right now in next week, and I had to completely pause the ads again I'm not pausing them for more than 7 days in a row though, but it's because just we had the whole calendar packed for 2 weeks. And so I just had to be like, okay, well, I'm just going to waste money now if I keep, these ads active. It's time to hire a sales rep. Well, anyways, the concept is you helped us get back to where we wanted to be in terms of packing our calendar.
Yeah, man. And it's killing me that you had to pause those ads. It sounds like the next hire is someone to take over those calls now.
I know. I don't know. I love those calls. I don't know if I'm ready to keep those up.
It's the last thing you should let go of, man, because you're going to have the highest closing rate
compared
to any salesperson you bring on. But cool, man. Okay, so I'd love for you to get a little bit more detailed in regards to, you said like visual acquisition founder, that you've morphed into the visual acquisition founder.
Vision and acquisition, yeah.
Vision and acquisition, yeah. So when we first met, you were still handling fires. You were still in Slack, and it's not that you shouldn't be in Slack, but you shouldn't be in like your client's communication Slack at the level that you're currently at, right? And I'm not saying you need, as the founder, need to get out of having a personal touch with your clients, but what I am saying is like from where you started, I'd love for you to get a little bit more in detail in regards to like all the fires you had to put out on a daily basis, and then now how you're able to sort of focus on building, or at least focusing on the highest leverage activities while still delivering like a top tier service for your clients.
Yeah, I think the main problem I had was that kind of I saw it through your consulting and mentoring, was that as a leader, I was a little bit too nice in terms of, people would ask me questions all the time, our team members, as soon as there was a little problem, and they would come to me first, when I think we just had to restructure the escalation process where, like if there's a little problem, you shouldn't go to me first. Like my problems are just if someone is churning, that's quite kind of almost always the only problem that should scale up to me. So I think the main thing was like everything that would happen on a client account in the past would come to me, like the silliest thing, like a meta targeting question to a CRM question, everything. And then, I think sometimes the easiest things that you can fix are common sense, but you don't fix them because they seem too easy to be that thing. And I think, yeah, you kind of showed us that, as a leader, especially I think as you grow an organization, you have to you're building a team of friends, sure, but they're also in a professional environment and there needs to be rules. And I think I was like kind of like the yes man in the beginning when we started. And then I kind of started being a little bit more like a leader, if that makes sense, where, like, hey, it's not okay to ask me 30 questions a day.
Yeah. I mean, you want one person doing one thing 100% well, right? And I think those questions like ironically slow down the growth of the business because you have to task switch for whatever you were doing to immediately put out this very small. It's like when your kid asks for help on math homework. Well, did you read your notes? Did you go over your notes? No. Okay. Well, maybe go over your notes first and then come back to me if you still have any questions.
Absolutely.
It's just about having your team act with their own agency to actually solve problems that they're supposed to be solving, right?
Absolutely. I agree. Yeah, that's kind of that was the main thing operationally. It was mainly that, I think, and we kind of solved that pretty quickly as soon as we joined your program because you kind of were very quick at identifying it.
Yeah. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. No, I mean, Pietro, anything else you want to talk about? Because I got one more question for you, but anything else to add?
I mean, I think, Jordan is making multiple six figures in his agency. So I just want to encourage people to work with you if they're making less than that.
A month, by the way.
Just a month.
Just to brag a little bit.
Yeah. Of course. Probably a week. You never know.
That's the goal, man. We're $1 a month by Q4. So yeah, Pietro, I guess my last question, man, is for anybody at home that's thinking about chatting or watching this video or maybe struggling with their agency, and they're on the fence of like booking a call or just seeing what this is all about, what would you say to them?
I would say I have joined 2 programs like this in the past, like Jordan's and others, each at different stages of our agency. One of them when we were just starting, it was just me. And the second one, we had a team, multiple team members. And, both times it worked for me. It's what scaled my agency. I think to me, the most important thing, of course, is scary because it's an investment. But the thing is, at the end of the day, a little advice from someone doing 5 times what you're making can change your whole business and speed up your growth 10 times. Can be $1,000, $10,000, $100,000. But if that makes you 5 times more money, it's always worth it. I think it's good to at least give it a try.
Yeah, 1,000%. And if you're watching this, no pressure to work with me, by the way. I just kind of want to show you what it's like on the inside. So Pietro, I appreciate you, man. Where can people, or I guess schools, find you if they want to work with you?
Yeah, you guys can go to britchildcare.com. So that's BRIT childcare.com. And yeah, I mean, if you own a school, work with us, but I'm assuming you're not watching this video if you want a school. I don't know.
Cool. All right, Pietro.
Awesome.
I appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
And I'll see you soon.